last week's is gonna be hard to top, but doom doom ch doom doom ch doom doom ch doom 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 ch doom Nightlife tapes.
I ain't have nothing else. I'm not gonna. I couldn't beat the high notes I did last week.
Yeah,
that was a little tough. I'm not no freestyler. I can sing along to Mariah Carey, but I got lyrics with that.
I mean, this is gonna maybe be how you hone your freestyle skills.
Honestly, you know what? I'm gonna start practicing. Say less. I'm gonna start practicing.
That means hit subscribe, kids, because this is about to get better and better.
We about to turn it up. Nightlife tapes.
This is our podcast, Nightlife Tapes.
Episode 2.
Yeah, officially.
Damn, I would say officially.
Yeah.
That we put out.
It's two buds talking about nightlife and DJing, and we're actually going to share some crazy stories today because we just had a full moon over the weekend, which if you're into all that stuff like we are, you notice things change on a full moon.
I feel like if you work in nightlife, you have to be in it. Like,
yeah,
you have to know. Like, I'm no astrology person by any means. But when it comes to nightlife, I believe in a full moon, bro. Shit gets wild. I don't know what happens, but it gets wild 100%.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree. It can be good wild. It can be bad wild. Oh, yeah. It can be like anything. For me, I got really lucky over the weekend. It was super good. Peak greatness. Just, the set went well. The crowd was good. The homies came. The vibes were in the air. It's like, couldn't have been better.
Right. Now, I was going to say, I had a great full moon this weekend. So, I feel you. Yeah. Like, it was great. Unbelievable energy. I played both nights this weekend, which is rare sometimes for me. I'm getting old, man. But no, energy was high. We had bachelorette parties, birthdays out. It was fun. I had a great weekend. We were killing it. Shout out to Matt and JP. I think they got me a little more intoxicated than I was planning on. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Once they start feeding me, if I know they're coming to the club, I hydrate a little bit extra. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh,
I really plan for it. So I appreciate the heads up, fellas. I'm still hungover.
That's the crazy thing that I I have a love-hate relationship since not drinking with it anymore.
Is it a love-hate?
Well, not drinking is a total love. But as far as like those moments of like, oh, that one friend shows up and that night gets so much more chaotic.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't miss it enough to ever go back.
I don't blame you.
I don't think. Never say never. I don't think. But yeah, that adds an extra dash of excitement that is truly,
it truly
special place on this planet.
If this is off topic, but if you don't mind me asking, I want to dive just real quick, just deep. Are you not drinking just during DJing or at all?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For like a little over 2 years now.
Okay. I can dig that.
Yeah.
I can dig that.
If I was just doing it while not DJing, that'd be crazy. Or while DJing, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, because I didn't know if you would some people, I don't drink really outside of the club. I do. I'll go to wine tastings and I'll go have a beer and stuff, but I don't drink like that. And honestly, in the club, it's just to keep me going for the night. So I didn't know if outside, if you went to dinner, would you have a glass of wine or some beer or something like that?
Once upon a time, yeah, but
okay,
put it on the shelf.
I respect that. Okay. Dope.
Yeah.
I'm sipping water just to let you know. I know we're talking about drinking. This is H2O.
Yeah, it's a wild thing, being in the nightlife and not drinking, definitely.
It's eye-opening.
It's eye-opening. It makes you never want to do it. I'm not sure I would have went so hard with the not doing it if I wouldn't have seen it from such a different perspective now, and every weekend as we do as DJs.
It's interesting. I don't know. A lot of DJs say this, and it's probably kind of cliche, but even though I've been doing this for 12, 13 years, even starting my set, I still get a little nervous. I feel a little more free, once I'm buzzing a little bit. I feel like I'm willing to take a few more risks with certain transitions and how I work stuff and whatnot. I'm not caring as much about what the crowd is thinking. Obviously, I'm hoping the crowd is reacting to everything I'm doing, but like, you know, I'm not so pressed about stuff. So I feel like it helps me a little bit, but also I could be completely wrong. I could just be the drunk dog shit DJ that I don't think I am. But
I feel like you're probably pretty good.
I hope so. I've been doing it long enough, but yeah. So I'm sorry I got off topic. That was completely, but because I want to go back to the full moon because, like I said, I'm no astrology person, but like full moon and nightlife is legit. Like it's a thing.
Yeah.
Now I know you know I used to work security on top of DJing. I did security for years, so like especially as a bouncer, full moon is even bigger when you're security because typically a few more fights break out, stuff like that. I know I saw a huge fight break out this weekend. I saw a bottle get broken over somebody's head. Fucking,
oh my god!
Yeah, it'd be
was his head bleeding?
I ain't see that. They got him out so fast. So, but honestly, dude, I think the dude was bald, so there's no way he wasn't bleeding. It'd be like that. But like as a DJ, I feel like, you know, it's full moons can be really good and really bad. So I just kind of want to know if you've got any crazy full moon stories. Dude. From any gigs. I know you do, but I want to know the ones that you're willing to share. If you can, even if you give me just one, I will take that.
I feel like every DJ, everyone in entertainment, whether you notice it or not, you have a crazy story from
absolutely.
Everyone in general does. I feel like they say like all the stocks spike on full moon days and like just like everything weird happens on full moon days. But long story short, yeah, the fire is burning in nightlife. And the craziest thing that I can think of that happened on a full moon, and I remember it was a full moon because the whole party was like spilling out of this apartment and it was like totally clear skies to where you could see all of the outside. But this is what happened. So my Ferris days early on DJing, I was just pulling up to parties. I think I've told you this before. Just pulling up to parties with my speakers and making it happen. Wherever it was going on, going yik yak, figure it out, whatever.
Just trying to get a party.
Trying to get a party. Just trying to get a gig, exactly. So we end up at this apartment complex called Oakwood. It's like the spot at Ferris, right?
Okay.
And my buddies had this corner apartment, and they were just throwing parties every weekend. It was the spot, so I would always kind of set up. They had a little stage built in the corner. And I mean, it's like 20 people could maybe fit in this apartment, but you know they would pack it to the gills. It was like one of those.
So it ended up being anywhere between 35 to 45 people in there, and it shouldn't have been.
I think probably closer to 50. I remember moments where that like both doors open, people spilling into everything. Anyway, so one of those nights, it's packed, and dude, I can't even explain how this happened, but I'm in the corner and all of a sudden the party like splits in half and like there's these dudes on one side and it was like the basketball team. And these dudes on the other side and it was like these rednecks and they were like brawling, bro.
Wait, did you say rednecks and basketball players?
Rednecks and like the basketball team. So it was like I think there was like some level of racism that was going on. I'm not totally sure what.
Okay.
Because again, I was just the DJ. I was just in the corner. I didn't know any of these people.
Does Ferris have hella rednecks like that?
Oh, Ferris has hella rednecks.
Really?
Like that. It's like in the middle of nowhere, and it's
I've
like
never been to Ferris.
Yeah, it's like a D, whatever they call it, like D tier school. So it's a lot of rednecks.
Okay,
good specialized programs, I guess.
Agricultural programs.
Yeah. Anywho, dude, so this fight breaks out, right? So the whole party obviously like scatters kind of like against the walls. It was crazy.
Yo.
And these dudes leave and they go out to their truck and they come back and they have chainsaws and they're revving them up outside of this party.
I was about to ask who left and grabbed, but now that you said chainsaws, it was definitely the fucking rednecks.
Dude, I have never seen the terror like this in someone's eyes when these dudes just started revving chainsaws outside of this party, screaming like, "Come out here, y'all! Come out here!"
There's no way, dude.
Yeah, bro. To these dudes, like they were just right at the bottom of these stairs. The party was like people were trying to flee, but they didn't know
where to go.
Yeah, like we're not going this way, these guys. So like a bunch of people went out the back door. I'm like DJing, so I'm just trying to keep my cool, and like I have all my gear, so I can't really go anywhere. So I stopped the music and I'm just letting it happen. But like the terror in people's faces, that it was just like you thought you were gonna witness like a horror movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then so everyone ends up just in this like yard behind once these guys, I don't know who settled them down, probably some girl. I don't know what happened, but
calm down, Timmy.
Yeah.
Calm down.
But dude, that was like,
hell no. Nah.
I don't know. It's one of those stories that stuck with me forever because I literally thought we were going to live through a horror movie and it was just going to be like the worst thing ever.
A full bloodbath.
Full just disaster situation. But no one got hurt that I know of. And now I have that story to tell.
God
forever.
Damn. Look, I've seen some fights at parties, especially in college. That's normal. I've been a part of them, but like chainsaws. That's a choice. Who just carries chainsaws in their truck like that?
That's what I'm wondering too. It almost didn't feel real. Like we hear the revving, and I'm like, it's too late. There's definitely not maintenance people out here. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I hear the screaming followed. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So did you start packing up, or were you just like?
I froze.
And I understandable.
Yeah, and like people were in the party were terrified, and like I remember one guy was like yelling. I was like, dude, just calm down. And he like came at me because it was. I mean, dude, tensions like.
Wait, one of the rednecks came at you?
No. This was just like another party goer that was like scared.
Oh, okay.
So it was very, we were all kind of in it together, figuring out what to do.
Hell nah, bro. Everybody from their cells, I'd have been knocking people over to get the fuck out. Dog, fuck you. I'm not going down to a redneck with a chainsaw. That's the last way I'm gonna die. I promise.
I want to be clear to all the kids out there too. Like, there's more good than bad in this music world.
No, there's not. Rednecks with chainsaws, bro. Run.
Not in this situation, just in the music world in general. It's not always like this, but we're talking about like the craziest of the crazies in our experience right now.
Oh my God. Honestly, I ain't been a part of nothing like that.
That's good for lucky you.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like I said, I've seen some parties cleared out from some fights. I had a boss that I had to hold back in a fight one time.
Like your boss?
My boss. He owned the wedding company that I worked for.
Shut up.
When I started DJing, on God.
Are you guys at a wedding when this happens?
Yes, bro. Middle of the wedding. Literally, we're waiting for the bride and groom to come back from pictures so we can like start dinner. And so I was working for a wedding company when I first started DJing. And so in order to do weddings on your own, you had to do so many weddings getting trained, and then you had to do one with the owner to prove, you were good enough to do one on your own. So this is my test wedding. I'm like, hey, we good? Like, you can come see what's up. I'm the king at this. I'm brand new to the game. I don't know shit. I know enough to get a wedding going. And I really don't recall what happened because it was so long ago. I don't recall what they got into it about, but most wedding halls, like big wedding venues, especially when you go out to like Macomb, stuff like that, they have several different rooms. So a lot of these halls have several weddings going at one time. So, so we were in a hall that happened to have, a minimum 3 to 4 other weddings going on while ours is going on.
Oh, wow.
So, there's, one of those curtain doors, like movable doors that's separating us in the wedding. And I don't know what happened, but another DJ from another company came over to our wedding and said something to my boss. Now, I'm just trying to work. I'm an innocent young brother just doing my thing. I don't know what happened, but my boss was very upset. And they start arguing, and it starts to escalate to get a little bit louder. And so now I'm starting to notice other people are starting. The bride and groom ain't back, so it's just cocktail hour. Mm-hmm. Other people are starting to look, and I'm like, hey, bro, we probably got to like tone this down, or like maybe like go out into the hallway. Yeah. And it got to a point where I literally ended up having to grab my boss and like pull him back. And I'm like, bro, we can't do this right now. Like we're gonna actually fuck up this wedding. and I don't remember. I don't even remember what the other. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. But they were about to get into it, and I had to get my boss out into the hallway, and I literally was like trying to calm him down. He was calling, like, his mom was his assistant, so he's like calling his mom, and like it was weird. And so I truly don't remember what happened, but like I was like, look, you stay here and calm down. I'm gonna get this wedding going, because like we had to get dinner started and all this stuff and cake cutting, and so I was like, I'm gonna just do my thing. But that was my earliest like jump into, and I didn't realize how fucking cutthroat the wedding scene was when it comes to DJ companies. Some of them are like very, they'll jump at you.
Yeah, I guess I never realized that either. I feel like I mostly do my weddings independent, so I steer clear of a lot of that. I do have a couple companies that I'll kind of partner with, but it's always been,
friendly.
Love. Yeah.
But, dude, some of them are crazy. Like, they don't like each other, but also like it's so crazy because like some of them like will make you sign like NDAs and non-competes and stuff. Like that company I specifically was with, like a lot of people ended up leaving not long after I left or right before I left, but like basically they wanted us signing non-competes and stuff so we wouldn't go work for other wedding companies.
Okay, that's crazy.
Oh, dude, it's serious. It is serious. And granted, they were at the time, I don't know what they're doing now. They were a very successful wedding company at the time, very. And but like not they got to a point where they're like, no, we need you signing non-competes. You can't go work for other wedding companies. What? And that shit was lasting like 3 to 5 years, something like that. And they were very serious about it. So I wasn't signing shit.
I think it's a joke when anyone tries to give a DJ a non-compete. I think non-competes in general are kind of like odd, but I've had a couple people try to like weasel them in, both like in advance and then as like, an existing client, just kind of be like, oh, by the way, like, I don't want you doing this. And I'm like, I am so upfront with everyone. And if you're hearing this as a business owner, like, do not ask your DJ to have a non-compete.
Yes.
Or anyone that has a gig economy job. If you're doing things by gig basis and you are not providing enough for this person to live solely off of that, don't even consider a non-compete. And because A, you're just taking advantage of them if they accept it. And B, that's just not how it works.
It's not necessary. It's not that deep. And in general, it's weird. Look, unless you are like SpongeBob and you not trying to give up the Krabby Patty formula, like that's the only time you need to sign a non-compete. That was a weird ass analogy, but like that's the only that's a weird ass analogy, but that's the only look. You feel me? Don't. That's the only time I'm signing a non-compete is if I find out a Krabby Patty formula. But other than that, no, I don't understand it. It's not necessary.
It's insecurity is what it is.
Honestly, that's very accurate.
Yeah,
that's very, very accurate. But hey, if that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you happy. So yeah. I hope that company's still doing well. I'll never work for them again. But.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I mean, having to stop your boss from embarrassing himself when you're supposed to be improving yourself. I assume after that he was like, Brandon's my guy.
Not really, because he was kind of a cocky motherfucker. He was like, I honestly don't even remember him saying thank you. I guess his mom is what he really needed because she calmed him down. But it is what it is, man. I proved myself. I eventually got weddings on my own, so it worked out for me. But I ended up leaving, a year or two after. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
So man. Yeah, and the full moons ain't no joke, man. I've seen a lot, especially. I think it was way worse in college.
You think so?
I personally think so. I mean, maybe I just saw more. But also, when you're doing like frat parties and stuff like that, there isn't like security to take care of stuff. Frats have risk management, which is just some dumb frat brother that's not allowed to drink, who's supposed to be monitoring drunk frat brothers that aren't gonna listen to the sober frat brother.
Still drinks.
Right? Like exactly. So it's just like, yeah, way more shit happened because we didn't have the right precautions. You know, at clubs now, shit pops off. Typically, security's like on point with it. You know, they're getting paid for it. Like that's what they're there for.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's how it is.
Yeah. I love a good full moon. I feel like we need it. I feel like the ebbs and flows of nightlife can sometimes get mundane, you know, if you're like working at the same spots every week.
Yeah.
And so you really gotta like, I think really just pushing yourself. Like for me, I just try to push my workflow all the time, and you know, switch up what I'm doing, but also just, you know, the ebbs and flows of the seasons and of the crowd. Like we're in the Midwest where our highs are so high and our lows are so low.
Facts. Very big facts.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I personally have learned to just really appreciate like all the bumps in the road and the crazy full moon kind of nights, and, you know, the lows of winter, the highs of summer. Just gotta like, you know, take it all in.
It's literally part of the journey. And I truly think it helps you, it helps mold you into being a quality DJ. Like, man, those lows can suck, but I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna become a significantly better DJ. I got people calling me and stuff. It's my mom.
Answer it.
Should I answer it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. Where's my phone at? I'm gonna put her on speaker. Hold on.
We got BWalk's mom joining the show impromptu.
Hey, mom, I'm just gonna warn you right. I'm gonna warn you right now. You live on our podcast and you on speaker. So if you say anything crazy, everybody gonna hear it.
Hi, Mom.
My boy Choff just said.
Hi. Welcome to the show.
You want to call me back?
I think I'm just gonna call you back.
Do you have any crazy nightlife stories you want to share?
Any life stories?
Not nightlife. Did you used to I don't know if my mom used to party like that for real.
Even once?
Oh, but I did.
Oh, hey, hold on. You got a story for us?
I don't know that part of my life.
Hold on. Do you got a story for us? Just give us one good nightlife story.
One good nightlife story. Oh my gosh.
I know you got something.
I know. See, there's stuff that y'all don't even know about. Like there used to be a club downtown Detroit, right on the water, called the Lansdowne, and that's where we used to always hang out at.
Okay. And so
that's where I had my birthday party at.
Oh, you?
First time I drank Long Island iced tea. And I'm gonna leave that right there.
What happened next?
Right, I was about to say. I'm scared to know, to be honest. That was your 21st? Is that where you did your 21st at?
No, the 21st was at a different club. Where I had you can have like a private VIP. You had to have, like, say you invited 20 guests, only half had to show up, and they give you bottles of whatever you wanted.
Oh, okay, I can dig that.
Hey,
my mom was doing bottles in the club. That's crazy.
Yeah, before your time, I hung out a lot.
How do you feel about your son being a curator of nightlife now, knowing that you were all in nightlife, partying and stuff? How do you feel about your son being a DJ for all that, creating that atmosphere?
I think it's good. You know what? I always knew that you would do something that has something to do with the public just because of your personality.
I can dig that.
And from the time you were a kid, you have always loved music. So this part doesn't surprise me.
I can take that.
So you have always loved music. You are a people person.
It depends
and
on the
you
day.
have always been like that. So
All
this doesn't surprise me at all.
All right, I can dig that. I'm gonna call you back when we get done, but because I want to know a little more about these stories that I know you're afraid to share live. So
you're gonna have some good conversations this Easter.
Right, I was about to say Easter Sunday is gonna be interesting. So, but I'll call you back when I leave. All right.
Okay. Have a good night.
Bye,
right,
Mom.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks for coming on Nightlife Tapes.
That's funny.
Man, I'm excited to hear about what those stories were.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Shout out Mama Walker.
Your mom's down to keep it under wraps.
I was
like
about to
that.
say she. I know she used to get down. I know she used to fool.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm not hating on that.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Vibes are high.
Facts.
Mom just called the show. Full moon's now a whole month away, so we should be chilling.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God. What do we? Is there anything coming up next? Cinco de Mayo weekend. Mm-hmm. That's typically always fun.
That is a good one.
That's a big weekend.
Yeah.
So
we
got that.
I don't think I'm even here that weekend.
Oh,
I'm gonna be out and about, going to Cali for a friend's wedding, visit some family.
Okay, I'll be around. I'm gonna do one night, but
Nice.
But yeah, that'll be fun. So, damn, episode 2 in the books.
Episode 2 in the books. We got an appearance from Mama BWalk.
Yeah, our first guest.
Our first guest.
That's crazy.
Let's
I
go.
didn't expect it to be my mom, but it'd be like that. We do got to get some guest DJs on here soon. There's some guys I want to talk to, some girls I want to talk to too.
Yeah.
Cold ass DJs that we need to discuss nightlife with.
Sick.
So,
I'm in.
Dope.
Let's do it.
So episode 2, I think that's a wrap.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Choff.
I'm BWalk.
And hit that subscribe button. This is Nightlife Tapes. Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
Shit was awful.